Welcome to Grimwood City, a place where the veil between the magical and the mundane is as thin as a whisper. 9 districts, each a realm of its own mystery and allure. From the bustling trade at Marble Rock Pier to the arcane secrets of Silkway, Grimwood City harbors both wonder and peril. Here, werewolves, vampires, and mystical beings walk hidden among the ironbound, the ordinary folk. The magical and the mortal coexist, bound by ancient secrets and unspoken truths. The ley lines, a web of arcane energy, converge here, weaving a spell that masks the extraordinary from human eyes. Beneath the city lies a forgotten realm where monsters of old stir in the shadows. Brave adventurers delve into the ancient depths, seeking forbidden knowledge and battling untold horrors. Choose your path in this hidden world. Be an assassin, hacker, holy warrior, priest, medium, wizard, or even a monster hunter. Embrace your true nature, whether it's as a cunning archling, a noble fae, a fierce war creature, a resilient human, or a deadly vampire. In Grimwood City, every shadow hides a tale. Every whisper holds a secret. Are you ready to uncover the truths and face the dangers of this enchanted metropolis? Join us on BackerKit to bring the mysteries of Grimwood City to life. Your adventure awaits.
Hear me? Good morning, afternoon, and evening. Since you couldn't hear me before, I'll repeat it again. Welcome. I shouldn't be muted now. There's a lot to click when you're trying to switch screens sometimes. So we are here to do Geek Out, our weekly, or supposed to be weekly. It seems like it's bi-weekly. Pod. What do you want me to check out? What's going on? What do you want, Stella? Shouldn't be showing Stardew Valley. Will help if I click the done button, wouldn't it? There we go. We're just chatting now, Mike. Alright, so like I said, there's a lot of buttons to click, Stella, okay? We're here to talk about TTRPG stuff. We have Mike and myself. I'm Dave. You pretty much should know me now if you're on this channel. If you don't, I pretty much run this channel. My name's, I basically am the DM for most of the stuff here. Mike's a great, wonderful GM that comes and does this weekly podcast with me. Well, hello to you. We are going to start off talking about my weekend, because now that I have your attentions, I'm going to talk about it. So I went to DM Tales from YouTube. If you don't know him, you should go check him out. He's really good. He does really good reviews of things. Had a convention at his church because he's a minister or reverend, or I think he's Baptist, so whatever the Baptist version of that is. He had a weekend of games planned, and I went up there and I did Dragonbane, and I did 2 things of Grimwood City for playtest. So I was sitting there. I did Dragonbane, which the module that I ran was about a goat that comes up and bothers the NPCs with a scroll in his mouth. Come to find out, he's a wizard that has been polymorphed into a goat, and he needs help. The scroll is a scroll of beast speech. So mostly the person that can understand him is the wizard that casts the spell. So they go and they are trying to rescue his wand of true polymorph, and they have to fight an orc that is working for him. They beat him up, and then they go and they take care of the minions in the area. And the wizard that stole the wand gets worried, so he polymorphs his bed into a giant dragon, and they have to face the dragon. All this time they're doing well. They're doing well. They face the dragon. We have a mallard knight that pretty much kills everything. And then at the end, he runs up and tries to help our dwarf merchant, dwarf merchant, and they destroy the wizard, and then the dwarf merchant picks up the staff and it starts talking to him. And he says, "I'm going to return you to your master." "Wait, no, I'm not." And he breaks the staff. Now, this character had it. I don't know what you know about Dragonbane, but Dragonbane's a roll under system. It's a D20 roll under system. This person had a strength of 5. He rolled a 4. And then he rolled max damage on breaking the staff. So, nevertheless, magical item that's broken, it explodes, taking the dwarf merchant and the mallard knight in its explosion. Killed them instantly.
Oh, wow.
So that was a really interesting scenario. I really liked playing that. And then my Grimwood playtest, the first time, I after playing Dragonbane, I'm like, I'm going to use the initiative from Dragonbane. So I took the Dragonbane initiatives with me to do the playtest. So the way initiative works in Dragonbane is you have 10 cards, and you shuffle them and then deal them out to everyone. All the players can trade their cards if they want to. The DM goes, all of their monsters go on their card. So
Right.
I said, well, that's an interesting concept, because I've never liked the initiative I have for Grimwood City. So I said, well, I could just do it with 13 cards, ace to king, and you could just use the standard deck of cards and just use a suite of cards. So I wrote that, but I rewrote it because throughout the week it just ran so smoothly with that initiative.
Yeah.
Because you deal it every round. And that's what I wanted. I wanted something where you got a different initiative every round.
Mixes it up, right.
I hate having a crappy initiative and then just the entire combat, you're just sitting there going, oh, come on.
Everybody's getting everything done before me, or I can never do what I want.
So another thing I did was, people have complained, the only complaint I've ever got about Grimwood City is that nobody's felt in danger of dying. So I did my first play test with the standard measurement of damage and went and completely did that. And then my second play test, I said, I'm going to change this up. I'm going to try to kill the party. And I quadrupled all the damage. So if it said it rolled 1d6, I rolled 4d6. If it said it rolled 4d6, I rolled 12d6. they almost died. Almost all of them. So the scenario I played in Grimwood is one that if you've watched my Grimwood City Friday night stream, you're probably familiar with. It was the one that they just finished, which was the heist of the casino. And they didn't take 6 sessions to do it, Stellar. Um, so what happens is they go through and the security guards are demons in human bodies. So once you kill a few of them, they start forming their demon side. So they're a little bit tougher. But then there's a demon dogs guarding the actual vault, and they have a fire blast that does 46 damage. So I was rolling 12d6 damage for these dogs.
Yeah.
And people were really dying really well, or almost dying. It was what I wanted from the system. I wanted a balance of, do I use my stuff or do I keep it type deal. And I got that with that second playtest. So I came home instantly and I cut all the PowerPoints for the pools. So all the pools are very, very small now.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit more critical decision making for what am I using, when am I using.
Yep. I don't know if I've cut it too much or too little, but we're going to find out Friday. Because Friday we're re-rolling characters.
There you go, Stellar. There's your answer.
Will that be reflected in our game? Yes, it will, Stellar. So, nope, I am doing it. You guys agreed to do the beta test. You guys agreed to switch to my system. My system's switching over. It's going to be a lot harder going forward. It's either I change the pools, Stellar, or I increase the damage, and you don't want me to increase the damage. It's not already hard. I haven't even tried. You guys haven't even come close to dying. No, you didn't.
It feels like it, though.
Hey, Jay, how are you doing? Welcome. Yeah, well, you've done some silly, stupid things. Alright, so let's get on to the news, because that was pretty much my weekend. I did play in a Pathfinder game. Oh, you guys should check these guys out. They're called Avenue Studios. They're on YouTube. They're amazing. They were at the convention. They're a great group of guys. They're really good at what they do. So if you get a chance, go check them out. That being said, let's get over to what we have. Way to call me stupid, just like... You know what? We're going to pop that up. That didn't work. Why didn't that work?
Ah, that's right.
Oh, I guess that's not going to work. Okay. I'm good, and I've never done a silly, stupid thing in my entire life. I have done silly, stupid things in RPGs all the time. Alright, let's go to our screen here of things that have been going on with the system. Let me zoom in here so people can actually see stuff. Okay, I want to try to stay away from them in real life. I have a really big feeling that with the changes that I will be making a lot of new characters in the near future. I'm the fuck around and find out guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Dave, the link you gave me made me you.
Oh, I see that.
I was like, Dave W. He didn't put that.
I figured it might if you chatted like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No problem. You can post it as me, and I don't care. So the first one that we need to talk about is there's a humble bundle for Pathfinder, Guns of Alcazar. It's basically Wild West for the Pathfinder system. But what's really cool is it does come with the Game Master Guide, the Advanced Player's Guide, and the Character Guide, and the World Guide, and the Bestiary. So it comes with the base set that you need to play. ID theft. Identity theft is no joke. It's true, it's not. But I did give him the link, so...
Oh, it's got the VTT modules as well.
It does have the VT
Foundry.
module for the Punks and Powder Cake. So it does include that, and it does include a physical book while supplies last. But which I think they're already out of the supplies from what I heard. But it does have the beginner's box too, so if you want the beginner's adventure, you can do that. It's not as good as the last Pathfinder bundle, but it's still a pretty good deal. And if you don't want the book, it's only $30. If you want the book, it's $10 more. Why? Hey, Skillum, how you doing? So this is a good deal. I played Pathfinder for the first time, Pathfinder 2 for the first time this weekend. It was a funnel system where every character was level 0, and we had to go from one end of the map to the other end of the map, and there was a giant horde of zombies coming through and ravaging the town. I died 6 times. So, Pathfinder was kind of fun.
Yeah. When you have systems, the original system, I think the last time I played Pathfinder, it was 1.0. So I'm assuming maybe character development's a little bit faster then. Well, you said they were character level zeros.
They were level zeros.
Yeah.
We didn't upgrade or level. The only thing we were able to do was get magical items. Every time we went into a building, we were able to search to see if we found a magical item.
Like a roguish version.
But we all made it out except one person, and she was a brand new player to RPGs as of that day. Like, she played in my playtest, and that was the first game she ever played in. It was the hard one. It was the second one, too. We ended up killing her. Well, I didn't end up killing her. The players...
Way to introduce her to RPGs. Welcome to the table.
So the way the players killed her were they took to get rid of the 3 demon dogs, they teleported to the water tank for the fire system, and then blessed it and made it holy water,
right?
And then turned on the fire sprinklers. She was playing a vampire.
She could have hid under a table.
She could have, but she didn't. So I had to kill her. Because, with my one-shots, I don't try to save people. I just let them die. So that's the first one, was Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Another one that seemed interesting was Green Ronin is publishing a new new book called The Black Company. It seemed like an interesting system. It's written by the Delta Green's authors. So Delta Green is something that you can see on our channel every other Wednesday. We play Delta Green. It's Call of Cthulhu, but military type environment. and they're basing the game on like suspense, terror, and savage heroics. Hey, DM Tales, I was just talking about what we did this weekend with Excel. I'm never going to be able to say that. You need to change it because I can't say it. I still can't say it. I have tried thousands of times to say it. It does not roll on my tongue. Next year, I'll coach you. You can coach me all you want. I have a speech impediment. I think it's just my speech impediment causing the problem. So we have this Delta Green writers are rewriting this and making it it looks like it's fantasy based, but looks like it's kind of like horror, eldritch horror type style.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I probably won't get it unless I happen to get a review copy of it, but I doubt it since I'm not on Green Ronin's list. They're making a Planet of the Apes role-playing game. I'm kind of excited for this because I like Planet of the Apes. I just want to be able to make a character that says, "Get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape." Well, thank you for stopping by, Jay. We appreciate it. Very much so. You should come next year. It was really fun. But what's cool is about this Kickstarter, you're going to be able to get miniatures with this Kickstarter.
I was just seeing that they and the miniatures, great detail, but they also remind me of the original Planet of the Apes.
They are based on the original Planet of the Apes.
It's like we planned that. That's awesome.
But I'm very excited about this. Like, it's a D6 system, which I'm okay with. It's by West End Games, and they have Ghostbusters and Star Wars in the D6 system. It's being by it's West End Games, but it's being published by Magnet Variant.
Well, that's the system.
Oh, that's the system. So it's West End Games that is doing it.
Right, and it's from the way this reads, that's an older system as well.
Yeah, it's based in like the 1980s system that they had. Yeah, they did a Ghostbuster one, which was kind of fun. So, I'll be interested to see what they can do with this. They had the original Star Wars game that everybody liked too. Yeah, I never got to play that though. But that's just an announcement of it. They don't actually have it going yet for crowdfunding. So,
what if they're going to do anything to any updates or mods to the system for kind of more current play at all?
I'm sure they will. It's 300 pages, so there's going to be an adventure box that you can get, and then another Ruins of Tomorrow box set that is unpainted miniatures. So I'm looking forward to it. That being said, so this was a little interesting article. It's not really anything to do with... It's just a small article on Ian World. But I thought it was interesting. Hey, AG, thanks for stopping by. I thought it was interesting because it brings up a topic. AI for DMs. WotC plans on launching an AI-powered DM assistant. And I like AI, don't get me wrong. I use it, I like it, but I have ethical issues with using it myself. No problem. And DM Tales is very much against AI. He's very anti-AI. I do have the ethical issues of how they were trained, but they're not going away.
Right.
So,
So how do we? Yeah.
no, because it doesn't do the job. Like, ChatGPT is not good enough to do the job by itself. It's good enough to give you a starting point to do the job, but it really isn't good enough to be a DM.
Yeah. There was a couple of videos that I'd watched previously. Yeah, exactly. And it kind of failed on the narrative portion. It was good, like, hey, here's some of, as you said, here's some grounding, here's some basics in the background, here's some ideas.
It's really good
I
name
don't know what to do
generator.
after that.
It's a really good name generator, as long as you're not trying to do fantasy, because then it will just give you Lord of the Rings stuff. Um,
Well, I don't remember who runs it, but there's a couple that I've seen that were, again, they did a great job kind of presenting you with an environment, ideas, concepts, right? The theater of the mind aspect, if you will, of here's kind of the situation, here's a little bit on the encounter. That was great, but you had to kind of take it to the next step. How, why, right? What's going on here? Really digging into the situation, but it was good for prompting, if you will, or getting that thought started for that encounter, and then allowing you to expand from there.
I love ChatGPT. I'll be the first one to admit it. I use it in my Friday night games all the time because it allows me to quickly create a character with a personality that if I have to come up with something on the basis, it quickly allows me to pop it out and use it. And it will even give you an image now with ChatGPT 4.
Yeah.
And it does a good decent job. It's actually the only AI I now pay for. I was paying for 3 of them because I needed 3 of them to do the job that ChatGPT does now. So, and I've used AI for audio clips because it's not great, but it's better than trying to hire an actor for a personal game. It just doesn't make sense. So this article just goes over like what Watsy's planning on doing. It doesn't really have an opinion on it. It just basically is talking that Watsy is serious about having AI type assistants. I wish it had an opinion on it and it did more of an opinionated piece than what it has. It's basically just stating what's actually out there currently.
Right.
AG, I can't legally talk about where the Apple's place in AI is because I have some insider information I can't share. So we'll have to deal with that. I'll have to tell you off camera about that, but I'd be happy to do that. So that was that. The next thing is May 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th. Paizo is having an online convention. So they're going to be talking about quite a few different things. I posted. I. This is basically the list of talks that they have. To kind of correlate with this, they did recently announce today that one of their gods is dying. It's a middle of the road orc god. Some people are upset about it. Some people aren't. But I mean, my thought process is if you don't want the god dead, you don't want the god dead. You just don't kill them. But they're going to be doing like teaching TTRPGs. They're going to be how to write for PF and SF Infinity. So they're going to talk about how to write for them. They're going to talk about journalisms and TTRPGs. I'm going to watch some of these. They look interesting.
Yeah. Hey, I might have time to be able to do this during that time.
So, yeah. So, if I'm not working yet, I might too. But I think I'll be working. But I might be able to catch Saturday and Sundays. No problem. But yeah. So, that's the PaisaCon, as they're calling it. And that's what they're scheduled to do. So that is all the news that I have for today. Then we get to the Kickstarters that I found. The first one being Call of Cthulhu Horror on the Orient Express board game. I don't know if you've ever played the module Orient Express for Cthulhu.
No, I haven't. I think I've only played Cthulhu once, and that was a very, very long time ago.
It's really fun. It's probably one of the best well written modules I've ever read. And I've read a lot of modules. So I'll be interested to see what they do with this for a board game. It is being done by Chaosium. So it is actually from the manufacturer of Call of Cthulhu. So it will be interesting to see what they bring in from the game and what they don't bring in from the game.
Right.
But they say it's 90 to 120 minutes, so they've got to must have sped it up quite a bit, because that's about a 4 to 5 hour module.
As I say, yeah, as you transition it from TTRPG with some of those interactions, and you simplify some of that interaction in order to get the board game version, modifying some of those roles or condensing what all it impacts and affects.
Supposedly it's a $72 savings if you do the Kickstarter. $85 if you do the advanced passenger one. So I don't have money to back it, but if I did, I would do it.
Okay, I have enough D&D in a boxes with miniature games that I might not be on your show again if I get another one.
The second one that I have is RPG Stories. I have done a video on RPG Stories. RPG Stories is a really interesting 3-dimensional map-making software. You can actually run it as a VTT, so I guess it's technically a VTT, but there's not that many people I know that actually use it as a VTT. But they're coming out with something called the Wraith of the Devs, and it's basically an expansion to their current software. There's going to be 5 themed packages powered by Kitbash. Kitbash is a 3D modeling database, I guess, storage system.
Okay.
They're going to have ready-to-play quests in it, pre-built quests. They're going to have special Fallout RPG dice, because their Fallout's important. This is the most interesting part. They're going to have procedurally generated scenes.
Yeah.
So which is the most interesting part to me, because they don't have that currently. And that would be really interesting if they did.
Or to see how we can play with those rules for that procedural generation.
Right. Are they going to do something
to bring things in?
Are they going to do something like Dungeon Alchemist, where it's limited to just the ones that they have, or because they have a lot of capabilities for importing models? I know Dungeon Alchemist does too, but this has a lot more. It's more built into the system to do.
Right.
they're going to have VTT exports. So they're going to have Foundry and Roll20 exports, finally, with this expansion. Which is exciting, because right now you just have to export it as a PNG and then import it and do all the walls and stuff. But they're going to have the JSONs for the walls and the doors and windows and all that. And then the new themes that they're looking at is the Roman Empire, the underwater and sea world, modern era, cyberpunk slums, and those aren't the droids we're looking for. So, aka Star Wars. Without actually saying it. Okay, thanks for lurking. I'm excited for the modern day. Hey, got a minute to pop in. So glad RPG Stories is adding the export option. I am too, and welcome Avenue Studios. I was just toting how everybody should go to YouTube and follow you. So I am so excited for they're adding exports. Hey Frog, thanks for showing up. I'm so excited that they're adding modern day era. They have some modern day stuff in it already, but if they could enlarge that, it would be my go-to.
Right.
Because I do everything in modern day right now.
Right. It looks like it's not just modern day, but they have cyberpunk in there as well.
Right. They do currently in the system, but they're supposedly Kit Bash will add like 6,000 new assets for them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a multi-stream. So, should be showing up. Yeah, it is showing up on the window, chat window. So, I'm interested in the pre-built quests. I don't know if I'll use them, but this is one that I'm probably gonna back. Just because their software is not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. So, I'll be interested to seeing what else they do with it. That being said, the other Kickstarter I have is a Adventure Time role-playing game for the 5e. I'm excited for this because I like Adventure Time. Like, I'm a huge fan of Adventure Time. I don't even understand, like, how this is not a thing already. Because Adventure Time is perfect for it. I just want to play a banana person. 100%. As long as they let me play a banana person, I'm all for this book. It's going to include a core book, an adventure book, a slipcase, a Jake dice set, which basically is a dice set that has Jake's face on it, as though he merged it. Oh, you're having one of the team members on tomorrow night to showcase the Kickstarter. So I'm really interested in
that's awesome.
how being a player in it feels. I am so excited. I am going to watch that tomorrow. Or whenever you release it, because I would love to see how they actually do it. Somebody who knows the system better than I do actually runs in it, because it's somewhat clunky in its interface. I don't... Now, mind you, I haven't touched it since probably 4 or 5 months, maybe even longer, 6 or 7 months. So I know they've done a lot of work to it since. So it's possible it's really great now. So 5e. And here's the... Why 5e? Yeah, the reason for 5e is because it's the most popular RPG. I don't care what they say here. But this book, it looks great. Uh, Rainicorn Bard. You can be a Rainicorn Bard and a Penguin Warlock. Okay, so it is going to be live. All right, excellent. So I will definitely watch that tomorrow. But yeah, so Adventure Time. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it, even though it's 5e. I am.
Can I get that?
So yeah, so the next one I have is Floral Dragons. And this one I actually know the person who made it. It's actually being published by Hit Point Press. But it's a whole bunch of dragons that she drew. And
Okay.
no problem. I'm gonna just add a noise gate to you real quick here. It's a little.
Do I have background noise coming in?
Yeah, a little bit background noise coming in.
Sorry.
So the Floral Gardens, it's a whole bunch of dragons that are nature-based dragons. It's all 5e based. But it looks really cool, and she's such a good artist. At Hit Point Press, they have excellent books. Their books are gorgeous. So I wish I had it.
Yeah, I like the approach on some of this artwork on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, and it's all continues throughout the book because she's an amazing artist, and she basically drew everything. The person that I know, she drew everything, and then Hit Point Press basically made stats for the drawings that she drew.
It's cool.
Yeah, it looks amazing. I'm very excited for it. I'll be supporting it because I'm friends with the person who made it. Even though it's 5e. I know you're a 5e person, Mike, but I'm just not a 5e person.
It's all right. I don't hold it against you.
This one seemed interesting. Mystic Punks. It's a tabletop RPG system, role-playing game. They only have 3 days to go, but they only need another $4,000. So it's possible they make it. But it's basically punk rock, 80s rock with, like, think Toxic Avenger and, so Demon Punks and that type of thing. It looked really interesting, like, even though it's kind of a direct competition for Grimwood City, in a way. Yeah, the ever persistent, even though it's 5e, yeah. So this one looked really interesting. It's got really good art from what I saw. And I don't know, it's a new system that they've developed themselves, so I don't know how the system is. So it'll be interesting to see, like, what it kind of covers and that type of thing. But supposedly it's supposed to cover all punks, goth punk, splatter punk, all that kind of stuff. So I'll be interested to see what this brings about. And this is being published by Exalted Funeral. They do have 3 days to go and only $4,000, so will they make it? Who knows? But I'll be spending some money probably tonight on things. The Laundry role-playing game. This one was interesting. AKA Call of Cthulhu. It's basically an eldritch horror type situation where the laundry is a organization that handles this stuff. It seems really interesting. Um, I wish I could. But it seemed like interesting type. I like the lore. I don't know what they're using for a system. It doesn't say really. Or if it did, I missed it, which would be very well possible. But it's their own core system. It looks like. Um, but it's
I'll have to
basically
check out some of their play videos.
yeah. So the CS D6 system. So it looks like it's a D6 system. You have a dice pool of 5d6 and roll the dice, and if any of them exceed the difficulty of the task, congratulations, you succeeded. So it's a D6 system basically. Which I love D6 systems. I think they're fine, especially dice pool ones. But some of this art is gorgeous, and they're going to be fulfilling through drive-through. So yeah, so that one I'm interested in. It's right up my alley. I like eldritch horror. Here's an interesting one. Gummies. Figures that are gummies. So I used to do this thing during Easter where I would have peeps be monsters that players would have to fight. And as they fought them, when they killed them, they got to eat them. So this is an interesting concept where they've taken that concept and made them gummies. You get a pack with them, and they're a little bit discounted, but there's 151 in every box. 25 different flavors. But like, it's right up there for the once you kill the monster, you get to eat it type deal.
And actually, when I first saw it, it made me think of Meeples for board games.
Yes. But like, I'm totally down with this thought process, and they've clearly made their goal. At triple their pledge goal, so quadruple, even 10 times their goal. So that's gonna happen, and they have 54 hours to go.
That is interesting.
Yeah, and the last but not least is another friend of the channel, DM Layers. He's come out with two a loot and lore book and a legend and legends book. Basically, they're 5e. They're 5e. And basically done the gummy thing for kids when we been playing with a drink version for adults, but that could get a little messy quickly. Oh, I bet that would get it messy quickly. You could have like little shot glasses and tape the monster onto the shot glasses, and then as they kill them, they have to down the shot glass. Let's do it. But he's a friend of the channel, and it looks really cool. Like, he's really good at coming up with monsters, so I can't imagine these are horrible. So like, yeah, I mean, definitely, you know, he's gonna include a Foundry module if you get the Foundry module version. I'm all for the Foundry modules because I like Foundry modules. One-shot pun intended. Yes, exactly. Got to be a fast one-shot pun. So
I'm curious how they're doing. I've seen I've seen other areas for making candy where they're started 3D printing stuff. Although I think that comes out all hard shelled, so it's
I
probably
think
not the best.
they're probably doing molds, from what it looks like.
Yeah,
Um,
especially keeping it gummy. I wasn't thinking about the 3D printing being a harder, um,
yeah, I
more
think because
hard
it's
task
gummy,
when it comes out.
it's probably molds.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that is what I have for news this week. Besides our weekend where we had Avenue Studios did some amazing stuff, and then I did some cool stuff. It was a great weekend. It was fun. Um,
We did not play this weekend.
you didn't play this weekend? That's no fun.
We didn't, but my son's birthday's coming up this weekend, so we will be playing this weekend.
Excellent. I plan on running a game for my son this weekend too. I hope. We'll see. It will be his first game, so I'll be excited.
Very nice.
Yeah, we're going to be using the No Thank You Evil from Monty Cook,
Right.
because he wants to make a penguin character that has a rocket launcher that shoots rubber ducks that explode. That is specifically what he wants to do. So I'm 100% for this option. So don't forget, people, to go check out Grimwood City. As you saw in the intro, it's basically an urban fantasy. Oh, thank you, AG. You didn't have to do that. Appreciate it. Thank you for the bits. Yeah, first father and son game. Father, son, and mother. I'm hoping to get mom dragged into it, too. We'll see, because I haven't mentioned it to her, so she might have other plans to do, because we have a lot of cleanup from the last storm that happened, so we'll see if that happens. If it doesn't happen this weekend, it will probably happen next weekend. But I don't have anything more to talk about besides more fun that I had this weekend, such as Avenue Studios Funnel. That was such a blast. And then I was so exhausted. I came home and I crashed. I crashed for, like, I was still taking naps today because it was so exhausting. But it wasn't like the last two cons that I went to were a lot of walking, and that was exhausting because of the walking. This was just a lot of fun exhausting,
Right.
which is a better exhausting in my opinion. All hail to fun exhaustion. It is
More
the best
emotionally
kind of exhaustion.
impactful.
Right. Nobody can see that. I just noticed. But anyways, yeah, so like there we go. Yeah, I mean, there was a whole bunch of games that were going on. There was a second edition Dungeons and Dragons game where they ended up killing at least one person that I know of. My games, I ended up killing 3 people, and honestly, it wasn't even my fault. Oh my god, the funnel was so much fun, and I don't even enjoy Pathfinder or 5e. I'm not that kind of person, as this channel clearly knows. But it was a lot of fun. I appreciated you guys hosting it. It was a blast. I was tired by the end of it, but it was a blast. But I think that's where we're going to leave it for tonight, unless you have something you want to talk about, Mike.
I don't have anything as far as RPG news. We talked about,
Oh,
prior to coming on, retirement stuff coming through, but
I
that's
did.
all I got for me personally.
I
So that would
did
be
go
consuming like
see.
my next 30 days.
I did go see Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh,
It was good. I had some slight issues with it, but after a rewatch with my wife, we won't talk about how. Uh, it was quite. It was a better time the second time through after I ignored the things that I disliked the first time.
yeah.
It wasn't that I disliked the film the first time. It was there were specific things in the film that I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. But then I rewatched all the films leading up to me watching it with my wife. And the thing that they did with one of the ghosts, I was like, oh, that actually makes sense because of Ghostbusters 2.
Right.
So it made me feel a little bit easier on the enjoying it. I'm hoping to go see Kung Fu Panda this week with my kid since he has the week off. Kung Fu Panda 4. I'm looking forward to that. Fallout. I watched the first episode. I don't know if you've watched any of it.
I won't say how many episodes I have watched. Yes.
It's really good. It does, without spoiling it, because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, it actually does a really good job at doing Fallout. It feels like Fallout. It feels like the world and the system.
Mm-hmm.
So they do a really good job there. Yeah. Besides that, I did get a new board game. Let me grab it. Hold on one sec.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a horrible one to ask about conversions between books and the movies and such, because I know when you change the medium, it changes a lot, or it can change a lot. So it's more how well did they stick to the lore of the story and the book, not necessarily to the story, excuse me, but to the lore of the world. That'll keep me interested. So if the story changes, it's not a big deal. It's when the lore changes a lot that you
So
lose me.
I picked up Command of Nature. I backed their backer. So what this is it's from Unstable Games. They're the people that are published by Teespring. It's basically let's see if I can get it in focus. I can't. Basically, it's a card-based system that you have a character that has like levels and type of stuff to do. It looks really exciting. I'm hoping to play that soon. With that, they
They did Unstable Unicorns, didn't they?
They did, and they also did Here to
Okay.
Slay. If
Here to
you've
Slay,
never played
yeah.
this game is so much fun. It's a card-based game, collecting card-based game that you basically go to try to kill everybody else in the game. It's a blast. But I managed
Sounds
to
like
pick.
the end of Munchkin.
I managed to pick that up at the same time. And last but not least, I got the proof for my EZD6 books.
Nice.
Unfortunately, there was a mistake, so I had to order new proofs. But the mistake was my fault, not Drive-Thru RPGs. Hopefully, in a couple of weeks, we'll have EZD6 books being able to be shipped out. But I don't know if it's visible on camera. It's not. So basically, I have this picture in the back, and I had a shape that was shaping the words to the figure.
Right.
I forgot to hide the border. So there was a line through the entire cover. That was the only thing problematic with it.
So you like the quality then? Overall, I mean, for the book and...
It's good enough.
Okay.
It's not... The pages aren't very vibrant. But it's given me the... We'll see how how the next proofs work, because I got some advice from someone, and I modified some of the image files to try to reduce the color in the color spectrum of the footage while still getting the vibrancy that I want. So we'll see if that fixes what I dislike about it. Quality wise, to be honest, I could probably get the same quality off my laser printer. But that's not a bad thing. It's not like a bad quality. It's just like I wish it was a little bit better. They need better quality paper.
Okay.
Even the premium I bought. So I'm going to have it in three versions. I'm going to have it in softcover premium. I'm going to have it in hardcover premium, and then hardcover standard. And between the hardcover standard and hardcover premium, I can't tell the difference. You can't. Let me rephrase that. I can tell the difference, but I have to look really hard to see the difference. So, honestly, if you end up buying my book, people, buy the hardcover standard, because it's not going to be... There's no real difference between the hardcover and the premium. I was hoping the premium would have a better quality paper, which would then make the colors a little bit brighter. And it's a little bit thicker paper, but it's not better quality paper. That being said, I want to show something off too. I am revamping. Let me switch here. I am revamping my creatures for my system, and I am making. This is just a preview of like what they're going to look like. So I am redoing all of this. So we'll see how that goes. I did redo the character classes. I don't know what people have remembered, but as a preview of the book, this is basically a character class. You get a full image now, and then you have a breakdown of the pool bonuses. So, I'm excited to get this going. So, it's looking really good, in my opinion. But yeah, let's try to get out to somebody to see what we can't do about looks gray, man. What looks gray? Oh, great. Okay, that makes more sense. Gray doesn't make sense. I'm like, it's very not gray. Let's go ahead. Wonderlust is doing something. Let's go to Wonderlust and raid Wonderlust. It's been a while since I've raided Wonderlust. But you guys have a great night, and thank you for stopping by and listening to me chat about my RPG journeys, because that's what tonight's been about. I really appreciate it. The art looks real cool for hold on. Yeah, okay. So that's excellent. So let me go ahead and get us over to Wonderlust. You guys try to have a great night, and thanks so much for stopping by. Let's while we're waiting, we're gonna go ahead and go play the intro for Grimwood again.
Welcome to Grimwood City, a place with a veil between the magical and the mundane is as thin as a whisper. 9 districts, each a realm of its own mystery and allure. From the bustling trade at Marble Rock Pier to the arcane secrets of Silkway, Grimwood City harbors both wonder and peril. Here, werewolves, vampires, and mystical beings walk hidden among the ironbound, the ordinary folk. The magical and the mortal coexist, bound by ancient secrets and unspoken truths. The ley lines, a web of arcane energy, converge here, weaving a spell that masks the extraordinary from human eyes. Beneath the city lies a forgotten realm where monsters of old stir in the shadows. Brave adventurers delve into the ancient depths, seeking forbidden knowledge and battling untold horrors. Choose your path in this hidden world. Be an assassin, hacker, holy warrior, priest, medium, wizard, or even a monster hunter. Embrace your true nature, whether it's as a cunning archling, a noble fae, a fierce war creature, a resilient human, or a deadly vampire. In Grimwood City, every shadow hides a tale. Every whisper holds a secret. Are you ready to uncover the truths and face the dangers of this enchanted metropolis? Join us on BackerKit to bring the mysteries of Grimwood City to life. Your adventure awaits